Okay, so right from the beginning, when you take Blaze out, you want to remember that even coming out of his crate, he has to understand calm state. If we allow him to do things in a very charismatic way anytime he wants to, as far as going out the door, coming out of his crate, meeting people, seeing dogs, whatever it may be, he has to understand that he has to do things in a calm manner. And the more we practice this behavior with him of relax, the better. So the first thing we want to do is, you can already see I'm not going to let him out of his crate. He's already chill. He's calmed down. I have my leash ready to go. I'm not just going to open the door and try and manhandle him and put the leash on, right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to unlock that bottom one. And I'm going to use my foot to hold the door closed. Okay, so now I have, the door is open, but you know, it's unlocked. But if he tries to rush the crate and come barreling out, then immediately I'm going to reclose this door and put pressure. So we're teaching him pressure and release, right? So this is pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off. So a little pressure on because he started to move. All right, so I'm keeping it calm. I'm gonna take my leash, and before he comes out of his crate, good boy. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna back him up and close the door again. In fact, let me see if I can set this up so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, so like I was saying, first thing we're going to do is we're going to unlock the crate door, but we're going to keep it closed. So we're going to do pressure and release, right? So when I can use my foot, I'm going to have my leash already has a nice big circle so that when he comes out, I can put it right on him. If he comes barreling through the crate, I'm immediately going to shut the door and make sure he knows, no, you don't get to come out of the crate all crazy like that. You need to be calm, right? So right there, he's pushing through a little bit, so I close the door a little bit. He pawed at it. He's pushing it with his nose. Now he sat down. So that's a calmer state of mind. Now I can put the leash on. And as soon as he comes out, I'm not going to start applying all this pressure, right? I want to have that nice looseness. It's also not great on hardwood floors because of his hips. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust his slip lead. I'm holding on to his collar. And I'm going to adjust his slip lead so that it's high up. And immediately you can see if I have it positioned properly where it's high up, immediately look how much calmer he is and look how much easier I can control it. Despite the fact that everybody else is really excited to come out, as you can tell, because when you start taking one dog out, they all want to come out. So just remember, even coming out of his crate, you want to make sure that you're instilling calm state of mind 100% of the time. Now, your next step is going to be to make sure that when we get to the door, he still remains in that calm state of mind. We come out of our crate calm, we go to the door calm, we exit calm. You're setting yourself up for the walk by letting him know we are only going to move forward when you're in a calm state of mind. If we let him just barge out of the crate, come to the door, and then just barge out the door, you're setting the tone for the walk as crazy. We can do what we want, when we want, as fast as we want. You have to let him know immediately that this is the behavior that you want from him. So you have to practice that and instill that in. So we're going to still keep doing pressure and release using his slip lead and using your body, using spatial pressure to move in and to back off. So the first thing you're going to do, I have double door, right? So first thing I'm going to do is just open that front door. So immediately, if he tries to push ahead and go look out the door, pressure turns on the leash, and we're going to remain calm. So I want to make sure that this stays up nice and high. And when you're doing this in the beginning, especially when you're learning this tool, and you're practicing and doing a lot of on and off, this is going to slide. So you have to make sure that you're watching where your leash is and applying it to the top, because like you've seen, if it's down low on his trachea, it's not going to work. He's just going to pull through and choke himself, as opposed to us applying that light pressure to the pressure points in his skull. So already he's getting frustrated. He's going into a down state because he's like, oh, we're doing this. So all I did was touch the door handle, and he jumped up into this position, right? So we're going to open the door. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use myself to block, and I can use my knee to block. The whole goal is to keep him in this sit position the whole time that we're doing this. He shouldn't, right? Okay, so he gets up. I'm going to step in front of him so I don't have any pressure on the leash. I used my leg and I just backed him up. Now I'm going to use pressure to get him into that calm state of mind. Okay, so we're just going to keep him in that. Stay. All right, so we're going to use wait here. Wait is his command to stay at the door until he's released. Wait. All right, so now I'm opening and closing my glass door. So I'm using my leg just to block that door. And already he knows with me that pressure on and pressure off. See how he's already going into a down stay because he's like, oh, we're going to be here for a second. So he's calming himself down even further, right? So we're going to do pressure on, pressure off. Wait. So even if I go, okay, so he tried to get up before I said the 2 letters that he's allowed to leave. So he goes right back to where he's supposed to. Blaze, come. I'm going to position him right back where he was. Sit. Wait. Pressure on. Pressure off. Wait. Wait. So if you catch him before he breaks and you're watching, right, and you learn, So I knew right there he was about to get up, right? So his biggest thing is impulse control. He needs to learn that just because he's super excited and wants to go, he doesn't get to go until I release him. And I'm really doing a lot of work with our relationship doing this with him because I'm getting him to respect me with a very simple task, right? It doesn't take a lot of practice from you to keep your dog just like to sit here, right? All you're doing is doing basically a sit-say with a difficult distraction, right? So the only reason that people say I make it look easy is because I've been doing this a long time and I'm really good at looking at the dog's body language and knowing when they're about to break. Wait. Okay. And then right when we get out the door, I'm still going to instill the same thing. See, he's excited. He wants to go run. Don't let him pull. Don't be like, hey, don't do that. Release that tension. And if you want him to stop pulling, you're going to do this. You're going to give him a pop. But this always needs to remain loose. You can never use this leash to let him pull you anywhere. If he pulls and you move with it, you are telling him that that is okay. You need to learn how to do a pop and release and always have this thing loose as we can get it. So even when we're going out to potty, you still do not want to ever let him pull forward with any type of pressure on this. Have to remember that his slip lead is the main tool that we have used to train him. If you are not using your slip lead, you aren't using the tool that he's worked with, and you're not going to get positive results. A lot of times, if you expect to just use English and speak to him and say, I say words and you do them, you're gonna be disappointed, because that comes with time and relationship and repetition. You are using a word with an action, and over time they start to connect the dots with two. That, I mean, you could teach your dog that banana means sit down if you wanted to, but just generally we say sit, right? So even right now, if you see he's trying to pull, right, he has 1 finger's worth of pressure, and that's all I'm going to allow. And then I'm going to pull him back towards me and release that tension. Pop and release. Pop and release. You can also use his long line, which will come home with him as well, if you want to give him some more free roam time when he's using the bathroom, give him some time to sniff. He's a shepherd. He's going to sniff. He's going to want to use his nose. You're going to want to give him time to run around and be free. But you don't have any sort of off-leash reliability with him right now because we don't have an e-collar on him. So an e-collar allows you to do these pop and release that says, hey, pay attention, but with a button and a collar. So it would be like button, right? Button. Right, so that's how the e-collar is to be used. It's like, pay attention. It's not to be used as a way to say, like, I said sit and you didn't do it, so I'm going to shock you. That's how it gets a bad rap. So all these pups, we don't normally come out into the field. So he's super excited. He wants to sniff. So I'm trying to show you exactly how you have to have follow through with him. If you don't, he's gonna run you. He's gonna just pull. So if I let him pull me, look, he'll still pull me. He'll still do, but I don't allow that. So this is gonna be a lot more about you learning how to be a firm handler. Shepherds are a working breed. They weren't originally intended to be pets. They were intended to have a job and serve a purpose and have a task. And if they don't have that, their brain is hardwired to do stuff. And if you don't give them stuff to do, he's gonna find things to do and he's just gonna be hyper, right? So you can see even just sitting for too long, he's like whining about it, right? So this is a great time to let him have some free roam on like the long line. This is when I like to do that. But I wanted to show you that like even when you go out to potty, you can not have him in a heel, but this leash always if it goes straight, there's too much pressure. It needs to be like this at all times. Go straight, we pop. And I'm 90% sure he has to use the bathroom right now, but he likes to go in the woods when he poops. So I think he's trying to get me to go over to the woods. But anyway, so I just wanted to demonstrate that. But like I was saying, you can use your long line for times like this. Same thing, when he gets to the end of the leash, you can just step on it if you want so that he doesn't go too far. But when we're just free walking, no pulling. He has to learn that. See, like we can walk and he doesn't have to be in this perfect heel. That's fine. You still want to be heeling with him. Now, heeling in grass is way more difficult than heeling on cement because grass retains scent and grass, see, you got the body. That's why it's pulling me so bad. I know you so well, buddy. But yeah, grass retains scent, so they want to pull because they're sniffing so much. So for them to be really, really distracted, like here comes my cat too, and he notices that. So, but yeah, so it's a lot more challenging for them to heel on grass. So I highly recommend when you first start practicing this command, don't try to do it on grass. Even as an experienced handler, I very rarely heel on grass. Usually when we're on grass, it's free time for them to use the bathroom and to sniff and just kind of be a dog. But they still learn that we have a loose slip lead and we're going to use our Ft.Blaze. He also doesn't realize I have treats yet too. So once he realizes that, he'll be excited too. Because we're about it. So when we're working on place, this is also going to be a really good way for you guys to build a working relationship together by practicing a simple task. Now you want to start off very slow in the beginning, again, because you're learning your timing. It's important for you to understand that even though Blaze understands how to do this, if you don't handle him correctly, it's not gonna work properly. So he's on place right now. That means go onto a given object and remain until released. I use place boards. You can also use, typically you're going to use dog beds or something of that nature at your house. Now, because I don't let Blaze jump on anything due to him having hip issues, I only use one place board. Sometimes I will stack them though, so that in the beginning it gives a clear division of he has to jump off of the place board to leave it, as where if it's just a blanket or a towel, there's no height difference, there's just a texture difference. So you're making it a challenging place. This at least has a little bit of a lip where if he leaves this object, he knows he's left it. So when we do place, okay, good boy. He should remain on the object until I release him with okay, right? And what you're going to do is you're going to go over to the object. You're going to extend your arm to it and say place. Good boy. Place. Place. Good boy. Now, I don't make my dogs do any other commands while they are on there. They don't have to sit. They don't have to down. He can do whatever he wants while he is on there. As long as all 4 paws stay on the object, he is placing. Now, if I want him to SIT and calm down, I'm going to use spatial pressure. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by that. Place. Good boy. Place. Yes. Right, so I can move in, and then I can back off. Now, in the beginning with you guys, I want you to start off simple, just like that. You can put him on. You can say, okay, good. Place. Yes. Mark it with a yes. Okay. And release him. Place. Yes. Okay. Good. Good boy. Good job. Place. Yes. Place. So because he left before I said, okay. Good boy. Then once you guys have built up a good rapport of when I say, because our tones and voices are different, right? So again, he doesn't speak English. He has now paired a word to an action. The action is more important because we're extending our arm to the object, and we've taught him with the leash using pressure. Now he's at the point where he understands what I mean when I say place. But it's going to take him some time with you to understand that that's exactly what you mean as well. So when we do his take-home lesson tonight, I'll have you practice doing the same thing and practicing your handling skills. Sometimes people will get frustrated that it's like they see this video and it's like he's doing great, and then they come home. You have to understand also that tonight you are going to be place. You are going to be a level 10 distraction for him tonight. He is going to be super excited to see you, and that's going to make everything more challenging. So usually the first few minutes or so, we'll just let him say hi to you and get all the excitement out and, you know, all that fun stuff. And then we'll start working on some leash stuff, and then we'll go for a little walk, and then we can practice placing and sit stays and other things of that nature. But like I was saying, though, with place, so right now I can do pressure and release. So I just got him to SIT without needing to say it, because I don't make them do additional commands when they are on there. Pressure. And I did that with my leash too. Right, so he's trying to break. I caught him before he broke. Now, if all 4 paws are off the object, you've lost him. All you can do is get him to come back to you and put him back on place. You have to make sure that 100% of the time you are putting him back on place if he breaks before you tell him to. If he does get off before you say he's allowed to, you are telling him it's okay, you can leave whenever you feel like it. But the stay is implied when you're working on sits and you're working on placing, because it means until released. So he has to understand that, and that's where I say to start slow together, where you're just place, okay, place, okay, place, okay. Sorry, buddy, good boy. Just doing that on and off, on and off, on and off, so that he starts to understand with you that it means, oh, go on the object, now I'm allowed to leave, go on the object, now I'm allowed to leave. Then you can start adding in what I like to say, the 3 Ds: distance, duration, distractions, right? So distance, you're going to start out, you're always going to have your slip lead. See, if I didn't have a slip lead right now, what else could I do? He would just leave, right? And I don't have any way to reinforce that. So having no off-leash reliability using like an e-collar, you have to, in the beginning, use your slip lead. This is crucial, to use your slip lead in the beginning. You have to have this on inside the house when you're practicing commands. If you don't have the slip lead on, then basically consider it free time. When you put your slip lead on, basically think of it like, okay, it's time to do homework. We need to practice. We need to build our working relationship together. We need to practice these commands so that you get better and stronger, and my timing and my skills get better and stronger. So that your timing and your skills get better as well. So distance, distractions, duration. So in the beginning, you have your slip lead on, you can just start doing easy things like moving around a little bit, right? Okay, good job. Then when you start getting better at that, and I don't mean just do like 1 or 2, sets of that. I mean, do that as a lesson or two, where like for the whole 30-minute, 40-minute lesson, you're specifically practicing saying, Blaze, Blaze? Yes, good job. Right, so I want him to SIT, so I'm just going to add a little spatial pressure, and then I back up. He's just laying down. Right, so then I start adding, this is a distraction. Right, me moving. Good boy. He's like half cheating. That's okay, I'm going to give it to him. Right, this is distraction. Okay, good boy. Then you'll start adding in harder distractions like bending down, or bouncing a ball or dropping food. Those are level 10 distractions. And you can also back tie him with his leash, so that back tie him to a table or under a chair or something like that, so that when he does break, he only gets to go like this far off of the place board. So it gives you time to use spatial pressure to back him up or to replace him, and you don't have to worry about him, just breaking and then you lost, right? So, I like to think of it as you guys need to do like 100 repetitions of something for him to start really, becoming a learned behavior. So practicing that over and over, making sure that you guys are building up that working relationship on place, adding in distance, how far can I get from him, distractions, like I said, bouncing a ball, dropping some food, patting your leg, kissing noises, whistling. The only thing I don't use as distraction is his name, so I wouldn't go like, Blaze. Don't do that. And don't do come here, because that come means stop whatever you're doing and come, so that includes breaking place to come to me. And then duration is going to be how long can I keep him on there. Right now, just practice the behavior. Practice getting him on and having him come off, and build up to that. So if you want, good boy, if you want him to stay on there for like up to 30 minutes, do a nice healing walk with him, and then do a couple reps of on and off, and then place him on there, and he will more than likely take a nap, right? So that would be my suggestion to building up to duration. How long can you keep him on there? So now we are going to actually go out to Home Depot right now and go do some readings. I also, as far as putting him up in the car, like I said, I'm not letting him jump into the car. I am just letting him do that, and then I put up his back. So anyway, we'll be back when we are at the store. Okay, so we have just arrived at Home Depot. I had just got him out of the car. The only thing I have done is put the transitional on him. I will show you exactly how you do the transitional. I have other videos, but basically you put it on the same way that you put it on, where the leash is sliding towards you. Just make an extra big loop and you figure 8 it, and it goes over his muzzle. So this allows us to add pressure to the pressure points in his muzzle rather than just the ones in his skull, and it allows you to communicate to him a little bit more when you're in high distraction settings. So you can see already he sits a lot better. He's nice and calm. So when I get to a new location, or I'm going to a store or anything like that, I always walk with them in the parking lot for a few minutes before I go into the store, so that I can get a good handle with my dog and make sure that they're focusing on me rather than everything else that's going on around them, because there's a lot of distractions. So that's the first thing we're going to do right now, is just doing some walking around, doing lots of circles, figure 8s, stops, sits, all of that good stuff. Just really getting him to focus on me as a handler rather than the distraction of the store right now. So we'll be back when we go inside. Good job. All right, so as you can see, he's doing great with his healing. He's doing well with the distractions. He's a young, happy shepherd. His biggest thing is still going to be greeting new people. He gets very excited meeting new people. So I would do very short interactions with people. Only allow them to say hello to him if he's sitting, or if he goes down for belly rubs. That's a more submissive pose. So I would be okay with that. That's okay, but he still gets so excited, and then when he gets super excited, he wants to go back to that mouthiness that he used to do. So we have to stop behaviors from progressing by not allowing him to get to that point of excitement. So they have to be quick interactions. It has to be a quick, you can say hi to him and then thank you so much. You can let everybody know he's in training, and he gets really excited. But if you can give him a treat and then say hi and we'll be on our way, that's going to be the best way, because he's going to learn that he only gets to say hi to people when he's calm. And if he starts to get worked up, then he doesn't get to say hello to them anymore. So that's going to be the biggest thing. And once you guys start getting more comfortable with how to do all of just the basic stuff at home with him, then we can do a follow-up lesson where we go out into public and work on these kind of things in public, so that I can show you how to do this as well. But in the beginning, I want you to just work on your handling skills, like I talked about, getting used to using the slip lead, and building up that rapport with him of consistency and repetitions with him, so that you guys can build a good working relationship together. But he's a really good boy. He's doing great, even with all these distractions. He's doing a really great job. So, sure, absolutely.
Hello. Hi, cutie.
Easy. So I'm trying not to apply pressure on his leash too. Good job, buddy. You got yourself all tangled now. Fix ya. There you go.
You're such a happy baby.
He's such a happy boy. Off. Ooh, careful. Come here, let's move so that you get out of there. There you go. You want to say hi? As long as he's being calm and doesn't jump, you can say hi. Off. Easy. Easy. He's working on calm greeting skills, so we appreciate the help. Good boy. He's like, I can't take all this excitement. Good. He's like, if I can't jump, I'll have to do this. Good. Good job, Blaze.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I like this one better.
That's good.
He's like, I'm not in between this.
That's good. I can be calm. Everybody's happy. He's just under a year.
This is why he's super happy.
Still a baby. Off. Off. That was good interaction. He got a little too excited, but once he went down and started getting belly rubs, he was like totally calm. He was excited, but he wasn't like jumping all over the place. Now, it's difficult when you have the transitional on and you're trying to control that when he's rolling around, because then it flips and then it gets all worked up and your pressure and release is no longer going to work. So not to harp on the e-collar all the time, but again, just another reason I think you might want to just consider that, to add that later on if you want, because that's going to give you a way to communicate with him with different forces of pressure regardless of the distraction. So if the distraction is a lot higher, we can go up on our number a couple of points to where instead of going like this, we're going like this, good boy, with the e-collar to get his attention, to basically, again, the e-collar is to tell him, calm down, or it actually is to say, pay attention. But yeah, so that would be a much easier way for you to be able to get him to communicate with you when he's greeting new people. But the more we do this, the better. So like I was saying, once you guys get more comfortable with all that, we can do a lesson out in public together where we practice calm greeting skills, and I can show you how you're going to go about doing that. So, but yeah, we're just going to keep on going. Another really good tip is when he starts to get excited, like we just saw somebody that pet him before that he thought was going to come back and pet him again, and he got really excited. So I put him in a sit, and I'm just making him be calm. He likes when you just calmly pet his ears. So I've also been doing that. Okay. See, he's calmed down, just laying there. Laying down is a super calm state of mind, so that's great. But see, like if somebody goes passing by, just be calm. Teach him calm state of mind is better than getting all worked up. Again, got a lot of people around us. I'm just reinstating calm. I also have treats, so I'm using those treats to make sure he stays focused on me. Oh boy. You can see he's starting to get a little tired because all of this excitement. Again, I'm readjusting that slip lead. You want to make sure that it's on there properly. So you want to spin this and this at the same time in the same direction. Oh boy. So learning to just be calm. Just can hang out and just relax. Yep. And start moving. So right away, he wanted to go in front of me, right? So we're going to reinforce with pops. And if he doesn't, we're going to go back to calm down. Yep. Ideally, using your leg. So like right now, like I'm not going to let him get in front of me because I can't see. He's trying to get around me. That just proves that he's trying to take the lead. So then I'm going to make him go back. So even if his nose is slightly ahead of you, he's taking the lead. It's not a huge lead, but he's in the lead. So if I were to go like this, heel, where he can't get around me, see how he's trying so hard? See? Right, so learning to hold your leash where you're not applying pressure, but you're letting it rest, but you don't have a lot of slack, so that you can give quick pops as soon as he gets in front of you. Yep. Right there, pulling. Yep. Pulling. Sit. Okay. Move over so those people can come in. Sit. It's a great place to hang out too, is right outside the door. Okay. With people coming in and out, because there's so much excitement. You can practice having him place on things. This is a little tricky. Place. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, that's tricky with all the holes. I'll give it to you though. You at least tried. So yeah, he did a great job. It's really just going to be about when you feel confident as a handler to take him to these environments where you're going to have to practice a new behavior with him in a new setting. So it's all about you just kind of, again, building up that working relationship with him, gaining trust together, and really just making it about you guys becoming a pair. And then over the next few weeks, you'll see a huge change in just the way he respects you. because I had like a friend come over the other day who met him when he first started, and granted, yes, she said he did way better when she took him out for a walk. He tried to get a little mouthy with her when she went to go put the leash on him. So I had to step back and show her again, like I did in the beginning of this video, how you have to make sure, even before you let him out of the crate, how much you have to take control of him and make sure he is understanding calm state of mind at this age. Otherwise, he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna take it and run with it if you don't let him know that you're alpha right now and give him a job to do. He's gonna just run wild. So yeah, so that's pretty much everything. I will stitch all these videos together for you. I can hopefully get this uploaded and sent over to you before his take-home lesson tonight, so that you can have a heads up. But this is a good video for you to be able to reference back to, at least, so that you know if you forget something that we talk about, because there's a lot. We'll go over a lot of stuff tonight, and it gets overwhelming, I understand. So please don't hesitate to take notes, take videos, set up your camera and record the whole session if you want to. Whatever you'd like to do is totally fine. Also, don't hesitate to ask as many questions as you want. And I always say no sorries in a lesson. Everyone always wants to, oh, sorry. Don't do that. You're here to learn too. This is a learning lesson for you tonight more than Blaze. It's really about teaching you how to do all of this now. So, but yeah, we're excited to see you guys tonight. And Blaze did a great job. We're really proud of him. Good job, my big guy. Good job.